So Apple just launched the iPhone 7 and the 7 Plus. And in case you missed the event, here are 10 things you need to know about the latest iPhones. Hey guys, my name's Ash, you're watching C4 Retech, and let's get started. Number 1. The build. We still have an all-metal build, but the antenna lines have been moved to the top and bottom, making for a clean back. There's still a camera bump. More on the cameras in a bit. The iPhones, as rumored, are water and dust resistant, have an IP67 rating, and oh yeah, the headphone jack, that's gone. Apple have courageously removed it. Apple will be including a Lightning to 3.5mm adapter in the box, and as for the colors, space gray is being replaced with black, and there's a premium jet black option too. Well, the first is a matte finish, this is piano black glossy. It looks great, but Apple's got a disclaimer saying it might pick up a few more scratches thanks to that gloss. And the jet black color option is not available for the base variant. Talking about the base variant, we get to number 2. The death of 16 gigs onboard storage. Finally, the base variant starts at 32 gigs and then we have 128 and 256 gig options. No 64 though. And even the iPhone 6s and the 6s Plus are being upgraded to 32 gig base storage. Like I mentioned earlier, if you want a jet black iPhone, you'd have to pay for the 128 or 256 gig variants. Another change here is with the home button. Apple claims to have re-engineered it from scratch. The home button is now force touch sensitive and works with Apple's Taptic engine. This home button is customizable for third-party apps and is also incorporated throughout iOS for various uses including notifications, ringtones, and feedback for messages. Of course, 3D touch is still present. And on that note, let's talk about the display. I couldn't help but chuckle when Apple announced the iPhone 7 as having the best display on any smartphone out there. Still barely HD on the 7 and full HD on the 7 Plus. The display is supposed to be 25% brighter and offer a wider color gamut than the ones found on the last generation iPhones, but seriously, I expected at least full HD across both devices. Sub Full HD in 2016 is atrocious in my honest opinion. What do you think? Here's a poll, let me know. Now, despite the resolution not being close to what Android flagships offer, the iPhone 6s has beat every Android phone till date in our speed tests. So performance is an area Apple takes quite seriously, and the iPhone 7 is no different. The iPhone 7 sports an Apple A10 Fusion chip. This chip has 2 high performance cores that are about 40% faster than the A9, plus 2 power efficient cores that consume just 1/5 the power of the A9. The hexa-core GPU underneath is 50% faster than the one on the 6s and consumes just 2/3 the power. So a lot of improvement here. That said, despite all the claims of improved battery usage, the phones are supposed to offer just 2 hours more when it comes to battery life. Apple haven't mentioned the battery capacity, they usually don't at launch events, but anyway, let's reserve judgment for when we get the devices. I'd have preferred a beefier battery on the 7, the 6s Plus fared quite well. Anyway, next up, audio. Like I mentioned earlier, the 3.5mm headphone jack's been courageously removed, but Apple's introduced wireless AirPods, sold separately of course, but the best part here is that the iPhones now have stereo speakers, top and bottom, about time, right? And as far as the cameras go, to the front, both phones sport 7-megapixel FaceTime cameras. I haven't seen a 7-megapixel implementation in like ever. If you do know of one, let me know in the comments below. I'm curious. To the back, we have an all-new 12-megapixel sensor with a wide f1.8 aperture. Should allow for more light in, better low-light images, but also make for shallower depth of field. Both the 7 and the 7 Plus get optical image stabilization this time around, and there's also a quad LED dual tone flash thrown in for good measure. Raw image shooting has also finally found its way over to the iPhone. It's also worth mentioning that Apple's tweaked live photos. You get to crop it, add filters. They've even provided video stabilization for live photos. Now, that's just for the iPhone 7. The iPhone 7 Plus has all these and an extra 12-megapixel camera. The first one's got a wide-angle 28mm lens just like the one found on the iPhone 7. The other's got a 56mm telephoto lens. So basically, this lets Apple provide 2x optical zoom without the lens having to physically extend. Apple's also throwing in 10x digital zoom, and you remember the depth of field detection and background blur for great looking shots, a feature that HTC made popular with the M8, one that's been widely adopted by Android manufacturers? Well, Apple's taken it and refined it. And now with the 7 Plus, you get live view of the bokeh. This will not be available at launch and should be added via a free software update later, but that would be tremendous because live view of the bokeh functionality, that's just great. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Talking about software, we get to number 9, iOS 10. Oh, that should have been number 10, would have made more sense. But anyway, well, this is a separate video by itself, but in short, Maps gets a makeover, Siri gets updated and can now pull data and work with apps from the App Store. The phone wakes up when you pick it up, the keyboard gets contextual learning, and though you might have seen all this earlier on a certain other mobile OS, that didn't stop Tim Cook from calling iOS 10 the world's most advanced mobile operating system. Yeah, that happened. And on that note, let's get to pricing and availability, with the 6S and the 6S Plus taking a $100 price cut despite getting 2x base storage. The 7 and 7 Plus occupy the same price slots that the 6S and 6S Plus did. Well, almost. The 7 Plus is about $20 more expensive. In India, the iPhone 7 is supposed to start at 60,000 rupees, almost 30% higher than the rates in the US. Well, make sure you follow me on Twitter at C4eTech. Once I get all the pricing data for India, I'll tweet it out, I'll let you guys know. Pre-orders go live on the 9th, and for the first wave of countries, shipments start on the 16th. This is your second wave, and for these countries, shipments start on the 23rd. For India, it's the 7th of October. My electricity went out as soon as the event ended, so I've been up all night, so sorry if I am kind of out of it a little bit, if I'm talking weird or if I look weird, so sorry about that. Anyway, if you didn't like the video, you can always give this video a thumbs down, but if you did like it, please do give it a thumbs up. It means a lot. And for more videos like this, hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. I will continue to bring you more iPhone coverage as soon as I can get my hands on them. So thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, this is Ash here from C4eTech signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye bye now.